This is our Land Rover Defender that we are this close to driving around the world. But after our test trip, we found some things that we want to change, so we've compiled a full list of all the jobs that we need to get done to take living and travelling in this truck to the next level. We've got some ideas that might work.
We do not need aircon anymore. Oh, it makes you nervous.
And we've also got some ideas that might not. 2 seconds before, Mitch said, should we just become Land Rover mechanics?
Honestly, Marv, I pooed myself.
So there's only one way to find out, and that is to get started. Since we last saw you, there has been one big change with the truck that we have been dying to get done for ages, but we were very indecisive. Well, I was. So it's taken some time, but I can now finally say we've got some cushions.
My mum has been busy away sewing these cushions up, but yeah, they've come out amazing. We originally went for the same material, but in sort of a coppery rust colour. I thought that was going to look really nice, but we both put it in and we weren't very happy with it. This was the original colour that I wanted, so Martha's not very happy that, once again, I was right. One thing that we did get a lot of comments on the last video, other video before, was that our spare bed downstairs, bearing in mind this is literally a bed for emergencies. If it's too windy, we're in somewhere where having the roof up isn't ideal. It's literally just to be able to sleep down here in them scenarios, so hopefully not very often. We had a lot of comments of people saying that they thought that we were going to feel these rectangles through the foam, which I was starting to agree with. And I did test it the other day when we put these cushions in, but to me, I don't think you can feel them rectangles underneath it at all. And for an emergency bed, I'm more than happy with it.
And I am just so incredibly happy to have these cushions. This is actually the same fabric that we used in the white van.
Yeah, and we know that it's good, so.
We know that it's good and durable.
And also, out of sheer dumb luck, our design has worked out that you can open the fridge with the cushion in there, which I am so happy about. And also, I did plan this one, when we want to go to the toilet, it does stay up with the lid.
Then, as we'd already mentioned, we did also want to put some of the fabric in the front of the cab where the safe is. And honestly, it's turned out way better than we expected. We actually ended up using some of the leftover foam to add a little bit of cushioning to the top of the armrest here. And then Mitch also added a little sneaky extra addition. Do you want to explain what that is?
Yeah, so these Peak Design clips are what we use when we're like walking and hiking to clip onto a strap, and the camera slots into that. And we've got a spare one, and I was thinking, where is the camera going to go when we're driving all the time?
Because so far it's just lived on my lap.
Yeah, but I decided to put in a little block of wood where I've screwed in this Peak Design clip, and now the camera will just slot in there, and it gives us plenty of arm room space to still sit comfortably on here.
Why are we in silence? None. Okay, and then the final thing that has been done, which is again been done by Mitch's mum because she is amazing and so talented at what she does. We have decided to have some little foam pockets at the front because if you know a Land Rover, there's just no space in the front cab. So she's made us these little foam pockets which are going to sit, Mitch's is already in, here next to our cup holder. So then all that we do is slide our phone in there, and then that's where it can sit whilst we're on the road. So it just means that when I'm in the passenger seat, I haven't got the camera, my phone and anything else on my lap the entire journey. We've now just got little dedicated spaces for it. But now that you're all caught up, what are we doing today, Mitch?
We've got another Scirocco fan from Adventure Van Life, which I'm planning on fitting up here. And the reason for that being is so that we've got a fan to, well, I suppose, take turns in the front to use while we're driving because we haven't got aircon, but also this can be swiveled round to also be used as a fan when we're in the back as well. And then the other thing that I want to get done is fit this dash cam, because this is a really like high-tech bit of kit.
To get the most out of this dash cam, we needed to get a wire to the back of the Land Rover. Because we left fitting this a bit late, we made some work for ourselves. The kitchen was in the way of the cable trunking, which meant getting a cable through was a pain. After a lot of faffing about with the cable rods and a few swear words, we managed to feed the signal cable for the back camera through the trunking. In comparison, the front and interior cameras were a doddle to fit. The dashboard of a Defender comes out really quickly and it's just held together with screws, so you don't have to worry about breaking any clips like you do in modern cars. Behind the head unit is a rat's nest, and for all the features to work on the dash cam, we needed a 12-volt feed that turned on with the ignition, but also one that is on permanently. To do this, Mitch found a permanent live on the hazard light circuit and used a piggyback fuse holder, which, as the name suggests, allows you to piggyback off any existing circuit. And then he got the ignition feed from the cigarette light on the dash. He then fed the power cable to the top of the windscreen and removed the rear view mirror, as we won't be needing that soon. Put all the dashboard back together, and then we positioned the front and interior camera into place. We were waiting on a project for the back door, so once that's done, we can show you how handy this dash cam will be. For now, Mitch cracked on with getting the fan fit. I'll pop a link in the description for the fan, as well as our discount code JAMMY5. All that's needed for these is to mark them into position, drill 2 holes for the mounting bracket to be held into place, and then for the power, there was a feed already upstairs which powers the lights on, so Mitch just tapped into this to save running up another cable, and then hid it under the carpet, which we'll then glue back into place later on. And then before we knew it, the next morning, Mitch was once again finding more work that I had no idea needed doing.
Oh, how is working by the camera?
Why don't you say what you've just had a stress over? Just because it's funny.
It is funny and it's a stupid mistake. So, one sec. I've just had a new torque wrench. Is that American torque wrench?
Don't know.
Torque bar. When I did the swivels, I had to retorque the hub nut up by hand, and they go up to quite a high torque, so I wanted to just redo them with the right torque. But while I'm doing that, I'm rotating the tyres, because someone suggested that might be the cause of our vibration. So I thought, may as well give it a go. I just took this wheel off, and then I was like, why is it not spinning? Thinking, oh my god, that is not good, because the front and the rear are on separate. Yeah, anyway, it's meant to spin. And then I googled it, and someone said, is your handbrake on? I was pooing my pants.
Is it too early?
It is too early. If you haven't gathered, this is the next day, because we're doing a project for the back door, which is why I can't fit the rest of the dash cam yet. Martha's on that, and like I say, I'm just doing a few jobs while that's happening.
Like Mitch had mentioned, before we can start and put the final dash cam in, we've got to create a utensil holder for the back door. Now this idea has come solely from Jess and John, which we've mentioned a lot through this build, because honestly we've just watched their Defender build and gone through it with a fine-tooth comb. And even when we met up with them, Jess said this was like the one thing that she was so happy that they did in their Defender. So obviously we are having to recreate it. And by we, I actually mean Mitch's mum, Kerry. We have got the same material that Jess and John also used. And what I've done is I'll put a photo on the screen of how we've lined everything up before we've gone with the sewing part. And now Kerry is on with the actual sewing part. There's been couple of scratching of the heads, but we are getting there now, and hopefully it's all going to come together and look really nice on the back of the door, which we can hopefully get fitted today.
Oh, it falls out the bottom.
That'd be nice.
Well, it's definitely not that day anymore. It took a little bit longer than expected, but we have now got the back door organiser complete. I've not actually seen it complete because it was done last night, but this morning we're going to have a go at putting it on the door, and then also putting everything in and seeing how it looks. Unfortunately, this job means that we have to use this horrible thing, which I absolutely hate to use, but it's the only way that we can really get a good tight fit on the door, and it also feels a big shame to be putting more holes in this door, but we're hoping that it'll be worth it.
Oh, it looks good, doesn't it? I am well happy with that. Should we start with my mum's most proud one?
Yeah. Dun, 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 dun.
That might stay in there. That's nice, like that.
Yeah.
Oh, Martha, want a cup of tea?
You've got nothing to like cook on there though.
Cup of tea? Oh, that's so good.
It's honestly worked out way better than I thought, and that wasn't because of Mitch's mum's ability, but more so of the fact of like how it was actually gonna like fully look on the door. But I think it looks really professional and very bespoke, and Kerry, when you're watching this, you are so incredibly talented. We're very grateful to have you on our lives, and you've done a lot, probably more than me, on this build, and we're very grateful for it. I feel like we need to drive to see.
Yeah, but the reason that we've left this hole up here was for the reverse camera, the rear camera for the dash cam. So that's going to plug in there and then stick in place.
Oh, can you see it? Yeah.
Just so that we've still got access to the camera.
We've now been able to put the final dash cam on, which means we're all set up, and now we can actually go for a drive and test all of them out, which I'm very excited to see now because we've got a full 360 basically of the entire truck. So let's go see if this rattles and what the dash cams look like.
The main reason we are buzzing to have this dash cam set up is because, as you can see, we are not going to miss anything. In them times where we can't whip the camera out for safety reasons or we just aren't quick enough, we now have eyes on every angle. We can set it up on its multiplex function, which allows you to record from all 3 cameras at the same time, or interior and front and rear. The peace of mind this will give us on our trip is second to none.
You said change it?
Yeah, I didn't say change it.
I bet it's on here. You did say that.
Oh, well, we'll watch it back.
Yeah, we will.
I can't believe how useful this is going to be. And then I can just take the SD card out, bang that in the laptop, and we'll never ever miss a thing ever again.
Whilst you're here, do you want to talk about
Oh yeah,
the fan?
I finished my fan and I took it for a drive yesterday. We do not need aircon anymore. That is so nice. We're going to be fighting over who can use that though. But that's the great thing about these fans, is when I get too hot, I mean, Martha gets too hot, we can switch it over to her and then over to me.
What's it like? Oh, I've got a handle now as well. Even when you do that, it doesn't rattle. I slammed that then. You normally tell me off for that.
Yeah, I don't know why you slammed it though. It looks plenty light enough in here. Yeah. I mean, it definitely looks more enclosed. Now you look like you're in jail because you've got a grid there. That's blocking you in.
I don't mind it though. Like when we're in, the idea of this truck all along has been for us to be outside as much as we are inside. Like it's to live outside still. That's what we didn't want to give up from the bikes, but we still wanted our own space. And even with that, like we've still got our own space. It feels even more like our own space now because it's more enclosed.
Yeah, it does look dark round, but
it's not when
it's not in person though. It looks darker round here on the camera because it's focusing on Martha's face, but in real life it does feel quite bright in here.
And I mean, this would add more light as well, won't it?
Tiniest bit.
A little bit once that's down as well.
We're basically trying to justify us living like owls.
Yeah. And now a real life example of, oh, I'm really hot, so I've got my fan, and then Mitch is really hot, oh, it's so backlit, and he's got his fan on. I think it honestly is great. Look at you down there. I'm loving it. It's making me even more excited, and it's making me feel like it's nice to feel like you've made some progress. But I genuinely do think as well that this is actually going to keep it cooler in here. Although it's all black.
Yeah, the less light actually shining on the interior, the better.
Yeah, exactly. Because these could be closed, or like for instance when we're driving and it's really hot, obviously this will be down. And then the only bits on show are going to be...
the bits that are insulated.
The bits that are insulated, yeah.
I've been a victim of product marketing. I was scrolling through Facebook not too long ago and I came across these. This is a 7.8 inch work light, and I was thinking that they will be perfect for the back of our truck. I've wired up a switch to here which powers them up, and you can control them from outside. So you've got orange and white lighting all combined, so you can control the orange on there, the white on there, or you can have them both turned on. And the reason that I like them is because I've read and heard from a lot of people that orange lighting is meant to attract less insects, and the plan was originally to put one up here and also put one round here above our table, but I tested it the other night and just held it up here with it powered up, and it doesn't put much light over the top of this table. So what I've done is I've removed our reverse camera, and I'm going to move that over to here, and we're going to fit these lights, one up here and one where I said round the corner. So then rivets will end up just living behind the lights, which I'm a little bit sad about, but it may as well be in a place that actually works.
This was another measure 10 times and cut once job, although in a minute Mitch nearly made a huge mistake.
It's always scary when you have holes this big in something so expensive until you've actually got it fitted in. Oh, it makes you nervous. But that hole is for a riv nut for the light to be screwed in.
Once the riv nuts were squeezed into place, he could put a bit of Loctite on the thread of the M8 bolts and screw them in. And that's one light mounted up. Once he moved round to the other side is when the near miss took place.
We're nearly there now. Just fitting this one that's over the top of our rough parts table. But I'm using these Scanstrut cable glands. I've heard these are the best of the best, but they supply you with crap screws. So I've had to use my own screws because I got one about half of the way in there and the head snapped straight off it, which annoyed me quite a bit. But yeah, nearly there now. I nearly made a ginormous cock up on this side because I was getting confident, and that always happens. Come on. So if you look inside here, it looks like, oh, I've got absolutely loads of room to come through here to put my riv nuts in. So I drilled this one first, thought, oh look, loads and loads of room. Drilled this one, and look how close it is to that supporting piece. Honestly, Marv, I pooed myself.
What would have happened?
Well, I would have had a hole on the side of the truck that was 13 mil big. And then I'd have had to try and block it somehow. I probably had to put a grommet in it or something. But yeah, luckily there was just enough room that the riv nuts squoze into place.
Oh my god.
I'm counting my lucky stars today because it didn't happen. So honestly, that would have killed me. Knowing that there was just a hole in the side of it.
That you've done.
That I've done. Anyway, nearly there. I came out last night to check the lights before I said that they were all finished, and they look really, really good. I'm dead happy with how they've come out. And I was also worried about when we've got the awning out, with that coming over the top, if it was going to block us, but it naturally falls quite nice and it was giving still a decent beam out. But I have been waiting all day for it to stop raining so I can install these vanguarding alarms, and while it's been raining I thought I'd get this job ticked off. I've put a little trim of aluminium angle and a bit of flat down here to finish off the floor, and then also this is just a seal for the back door, because if you don't have that seal there's basically just like a finger's width of daylight coming through the bottom, so hopefully that'll just help with a bit of heat. But I'm happy with how that's come out. But yeah, like I'm saying, now we're going to fit these Vanguardians, and basically what these are like a motion censored alarm that you put on all of the doors of your vehicle. It is literally just a case of sticking it to the bits of the truck that move, i.e. the doors. It sticks on with this VHB tape, which is mega strong stuff. I don't think there's any chance of anyone ever pulling it off the side once it's fitted. We actually stuck our solar panel to the roof with this stuff on the first van that we had, so we know how strong it is.
Mitch just offered for me to do this and to put it on, and I said no, because you always say when I say it's straight that you say it's wrong, and this is exactly why. Look, he's had to go measure just to stick it on. Like, it doesn't have to be that big of a deal. I'm very much a case of like, if it looks alright, it's good enough for me, whereas Mitch is a bit more of a perfectionist.
And now once I pull this tab out, it's active. We've fit a double one on the back door because obviously that's the most important. And they come with this security lid on it, which you need this tool to like pry it off. I don't think it's very easy to get this off with your hands, but that basically just goes over the top, clips on and finishes it off, and that's on nice and secure. And like I say, you have to put this tool over it and like pry it back and off to get that bit off.
Okay, I'm really scared to do this, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna arm them now. Now what?
It's gonna beep again when it's armed. There.
Okay, it's armed now. Shall we go try and break in? I don't even know how to open the door. Oh, it's locked. We unlocked it. You should lock your vehicle as well. It's just you.
Now try again.
I'm sorry, my heart's racing. Did it not go off? Holy moly.
I'm really confused on how this works. Martha didn't really explain it when she was running around it, but it doesn't work off a rock like this. So, but as soon as you touch the door, it goes off. It's clever stuff. So basically what it does is it like alerts them, like get away from the vehicle, and then if you try it again, it then goes off for like 30 seconds. And if that doesn't deter people from trying to get into your doors, then I don't know what's going to.
But it's good that that motion isn't a thing, so then you can obviously alarm it whilst we're inside.
Yeah, and we've got this to alarm it inside. This one I'm going to mount it on here because we can reach it from bed. When we're finished for the night, we can lock the van up, which means if anyone messes about, it's obviously going to alert off. But also if there's anything fishy going on and we're just not very happy about it, then there's also a panic button, so we can just click this.
Oh my god.
It's really nice peace of mind, that is, actually.
I can't tell you how happy I am now to have that all fitted for like just peace of mind, even whilst we're still not living in the truck, just to have that on at all times. We can alarm it. And if you are interested, we've got this from adventurevanlife.com. I'll leave the link in the description, and we also have a 5% discount code, which is just jammy5 if you're after something like this and you want your ear holes actually ringing now after doing that. Like, it's not a joke how loud that is. Well, this get up today can only mean one thing, and that is we've got some important proper jobs to do on the Land Rover. So I've got the gloves out because I've already lost 2 nails. But we've got a very important job to get done today, and then also the first job that we are going to get done is putting the helper springs on the back.
Yesterday we took the truck to a weighbridge to sort of know what we're working with in terms of suspension wise, and I was very pleasantly surprised. We dropped all the water out of the tanks, so 140 litres of water, and the tank of diesel's probably got 40 litres in, so there's probably another 200 kilos of liquid to go in there.
But wait, put your comment down below what you think it will be, because we were guessing before.
Yeah, if anyone even knows what Land Rovers are meant to weigh. I think these come out of the factory around 2.2 tonne, and you can only go up to 3.05 tonne. That's the max load. And with me and Martha sat in there, it weighed 2.66.
Oh, hang on. 2.66 kilograms. Tonne.
2.66 tonne, 2,660 kilo. Which, as you can imagine, I was very, very happy with, because I have tried to keep the weight down on this. But I still think we're going to put the helper springs in for now, just to see how it rides with them in. Because it's with all of our stuff in, it's probably going to end up weighing around 3 tonne with full water, full diesel, stuff like that. So yeah, these helper springs sit in the middle of the back rear springs. These are already quite heavy duty, but when we took it camping, it was sitting a little bit nose up when we had it full of water, and I think these will just make it sit at the right height for us, and hopefully it doesn't make it too rigid. That's the plan anyway.
We took on this job very confidently since we've only just had the suspension apart, so it was just a case of undoing 2 nice new nuts and bolts. This allowed us to fit the hardware into place that holds the helper spring down and in the centre of the main spring. Once it was put back together, we needed to lower the truck down to compress the springs back into place. Does anybody notice the issue?
Oh,
What?
I need to put the wheel on.
Oh shit. 2 seconds before, Mitch said, should we just become Land Rover mechanics?
This time, with the wheel actually on, we can lower the truck down, which locates the springs back into place.
1 down, 1 to go.
And then we quickly carried out the same job on the opposite side.
Got a new nice fancy torque wrench. Do you like it? So I've been torquing everything up. But also, on a note on that, I came up with this idea. I didn't have a bar for our jack, so I just drilled a hole. Is that focused on me or on that?
I'll focus on you, there you go.
Drilled a hole in the end of my breaker bar and put some slots in it. So now I can use that to pump the jack up and also to undo it. It just happened to be the perfect size for a jack hole. So if you want to do that, get a Halfords Advance breaker bar. Perfect.
Well, the suspension is done. We've now just moved the bottle jack mainly into the middle, because the next job and the most important job sort of on this list that we've been waiting for the right time to do is to finally actually rust protect the underbody of the vehicle. And in one of the build videos back when we were changing the suspension for the first time, we did put some of the motor grease from Lano Guard on some of the bits whilst we had it off, but now's the time to do the whole underbody and everything that goes with it to protect it. We've also got the moto spray, so we've picked up like a full kit from Lano Guard so we can do it properly, because the vehicle actually did come with Lano Guard already on it, but we want to do it ourselves before we go so we know that everything is covered.
What we haven't shown you was yesterday we spent many hours around the truck preparing it for this treatment. Wire brushing any surface rust, degreasing all the engine bay, jet washing all of the underbody. We gave it the full shebang. Mitch's role today was to use the spray nozzle that comes with the kit to try and line the inside of the chassis with as much protection as he could reach, and then go around with the sprayer and cover the underbody. This essentially creates a barrier to prevent moisture and oxygen from reacting with the surface. It's made from lanolin, which is a natural oil, and it comes from sheep's wool. My job was to use the motor grease, which is a concentrated version of what Mitch is spraying on, and go around all the vulnerable areas like nuts and bolts, welds, corners, basically anywhere that is likely to rust first, which on a Defender you may as well cover the whole thing with this stuff, which is essentially what I did. In our eyes, it was well worth the effort because we've been pretty lucky with taking things apart from this truck, and Mitch thinks that's mainly down to the grease being on it before we bought it. And for a 25-year-old truck, I don't think the chassis looks too bad, although I did have to use Fairy Liquid as shower gel after this job.
As you can see, the Land Rover is sitting a lot higher at the back now, if anything a little bit too high at the back, but that's probably a good thing because like we say, we've got around 400 kilos of stuff to put in the back, so that will probably level it out nice. I have just ordered some shocks, suspension shocks, which are going to come soon, and that should transform it all together. My mum has been hard at work for the past 24 hours making this. It doesn't look like a lot, but this is the plan. So up here is sleeping quilt and about 4 backpacks, which were originally in our biggest storage area. And it was really griping me that our biggest and best storage was just being taken up by like 3 items. So the plan is with this to rivet this above our heads like a little basket.
Oh, it's so hard to show. It'll be a lot easier once it's
We'll
here.
fit it and then we'll show you. That come through?
Yeah.
That was an absolutely horrible job getting that fixed to the roof. Added to the fact it started chucking down with rain. But hopefully now this will hold these things.
Oh no.
Oh, it's rubbing on your head.
Uh-oh.
Okay, maybe we can't have that in. Let me try mine. Oh no, I'm alright. Okay, we can't pack it like that on your side then. I'm filming on Martha's phone now because the lighting's a bit better and you can see we've got 2 65 litre backpacks, 2 40 litre duffel bags and 2 camelbacks up there, and it's fit really, really nicely. Martha's head is quite close to it, but because her peripheral vision is in front of the actual canopy, you can't really tell it's there.
No, it genuinely just feels like the roof. It's really not an inconvenience at all. And then Mitch's side is so much better as well. Like, you've got way more space.
I don't know why yours is more droopy, but yeah, just how it's sit. We could have a rejig, but
Yeah.
I think that's perfect as it is now.
We've also got our own little sections, like all of my bags are in this one and same with Mitch. And honestly, the amount of storage space this will have saved in the back is insane. And also the fan.
Oh yeah, because I was worried about the fan losing efficiency because this was going to drop in front of it, but because we've pinned it in the middle, it's still in a good position for us both to use.
Yeah. Winner, winner. Whilst we're fitting this, we did have a parcel come, which were these dry robe seat covers. Now, if you've been following us since the start, you'll know that we had the grey version of these in our VW Transporter. So when I was thinking, because it's been hot in the UK, and when I've been getting on the leather seat, it has been burning my bum when I'm in shorts. So I said to Mitch, I need some sort of solution. So we thought we'd go back to the classics. However, it didn't specify, or I didn't really look into it, about the fact that our seats are smaller than an average seat because they don't fit tremendously well. However, I think we're gonna just make it work because honestly, if you haven't sat on one of these, they're so comfy, and it's just like having a little blanket under you. I feel like ending on the dry robes was a bit anticlimactic after how many successes we've had within this video, particularly from Mitra's mum. Honestly, that last thing as well is going to be a game changer for us. But the fun is not going to stop there, because just when I thought we didn't have that many things left, I think we've got another couple of weeks of this because Mitch has done some big orders today on a lot of bits for the truck that have cost us a lot of money. So now we're going to wait for them to come and then install them all. So we'll catch you back in the next video and we'll see you then.